The podcast world is a barren wasteland. Okay, not really, but there's no really great podcasts. Okay, not really. There's a lot of really great podcasts out there, but there's no really great music podcasts. Okay, not really. There's plenty of great music podcasts out there, but there's no really great music podcasts out there that are drug and alcohol free. Okay, I can't back up that last thing I said like at all. Just a completely ignorant thing to say. But there's no really great music podcast hosts out there that are insanely opinionated but crazy handsome and hilarious. Okay, that last thing I said out loud was completely true. So welcome to the obviously unpredictable world of Check the Credits. A music review podcast that is dedicated to reviewing garbage records so that you don't have to. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll get turned on. You may even crap your pants. So why not add Check the Credits to your daily pod diet? Nothing to lose and everything to gain. You may even like it. Imagine that. A podcast that is actually good and you can actually enjoy. Okay, not really, because there are plenty of podcasts out there that are super good that you can enjoy. So hop on board the CTC train where you can check the credits. Sorry, I gotta wait for it. Credits. We are your hosts, Michael Green and John Up the Irons Smeaton. Johnny, qu'est-ce up?
I'm good today.
That was oddly specific and ambiguous.
Well, it was a rough week for me.
It was a rough week,
stomach wise. We were gonna do the show last week.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And I had a little bit of some stomach troubles.
Sure did. It was like, hey, dude, I think we got to cancel. This is what's happening. I'm like, yeah, I think I'll steer clear of you for a while.
Well, it's funny. The last time I had a stomach virus like that was when I was in Florida a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah?
And that is the first time as a grown man I've actually shit my pants.
That makes one of us.
Let's just say
That's never happened to me.
Let's just say that pair of pants didn't come home with us.
So what are we talking about? Are we talking about like you ate something? Or... like, where does this come from?
What? I don't know what happened this time.
Okay.
But,
because the family didn't get it. It was just you?
It was just me.
Yeah.
And, like, when we went to Florida, we drove there.
Yeah.
And, you eat a lot of,
A lot of takeout.
And stuff. Yeah. So, anyway, we had gotten to Chick-fil-A's, which is amazing.
I've never had it.
So, dude, you're missing out.
But it could be the chicken.
It's good. No.
Oh.
I'll get to that. But what happened was...
I can't wait.
Grace and my son had one of their milkshakes. So later that night, I think we were in Georgia, because normally we'll stop at a hotel in Georgia.
Sure.
So we went there, and Grayson just stood up, and he just puked on the floor. And we're like, oh, no.
Oh, boy.
So we thought maybe it was food poisoning from the milkshake and stuff.
Milkshake, maybe?
But a couple days later, I went on the toilet, and it wasn't good. At the hotel, thank goodness. That's when it started. Normal. And dude, on Disney property, I was puking and crapping. Dude, it was terrible. And that's like I said, the first time I've ever shit my pants as a grown man.
But your woman didn't get sick.
Oh yeah, she did too.
Oh, she did get sick too. So
and then
the
funny thing was that Grayson got he only puked the one time. Right. He was fine. But then about a day after it hit us, he had it.
He had it again.
I don't know
different.
I don't know what the hell happened.
Oh my gosh!
But it's funny. Every time I go to Florida,
something
like when I fly, I'm really anxious, so my stomach's really not.
Oh, you don't like
good.
to fly?
I don't like flying that much. No. With flight, I mean, once you're up there, it's okay.
It's the takeoff and the
landing. It's the takeoff and the landing. Dude, I remember when I landed in the Caribbean and at Puerto Plata in Dominican Republic, and you go over the mountains.
Yeah.
Dude.
That'd be amazing.
No? I swear this plane must have dropped.
Oh, okay.
500 feet, in a second.
That's not a great
And
feeling.
my stomach almost came out of my mouth. But
now what's funny is that, I don't like rides. I like flying. But do you like roller coasters and stuff?
it depends on what it is.
Oh, okay.
Like if it's too high,
if it's just a drop, you don't like that.
If
feeling.
it's too high, I'm not doing it.
Oh,
There's no way. I mean, if you look up and there are like clouds covering the roller coaster, I am not doing that.
It's the unknown.
But
right?
I mean, I've done the Aerosmith ride like at Disney,
yeah?
dude.
Is it just like the whole time?
Dude, there's speakers in your ears, and it's just Aerosmith blasting in your head while
pretty...
going like 120 miles per hour.
All right,
around the roller coaster.
Oh, that.
Dude, no, man.
Did you say that's Disneyland?
That's a Disney
That's
World.
Disney.
In Florida.
Aerosmith is Disney World.
I don't know. I'm hearing that their name won't be attached to that ride anymore, but price, money,
politics.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, holy cow,
gosh.
that was a long story.
Sorry about that. I'm gonna edit everything out. It's gone. Anyway, let's focus.
You just leave.
We are your hosts.
That's the first time as a grown man I've ever shit my pants.
and then that's it. And then everything
no,
after
no
that,
context.
Yeah.
And we'll just get into it.
Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
We are doing Virtual 11 or Virtual XI. It's the first time you're hearing this record?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But where's Iron Maiden in the long, sordid Sodom and Gomorrah history of John Smeaton?
So back in the 80s, when I was a kid, I've mentioned him before in another episode. This guy, Eric, he'd always have the coolest T-shirts. And he had the Iron Maiden T-shirts. And I mean,
what was the last one? Was it a Sabbath one or an Ozzy one, right?
Yeah, so he had...
He's a metal guy.
Yeah, he had this Maiden... Iron Maiden T-shirt.
Cool.
And that character they have on is like a zombie-looking guy.
Eddie.
That's his name, Ed.
Yeah.
Okay, he's got a name. Cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man, that's so badass. That is so cool,
That's so metal.
So then I was in the car with my dad. I think it was like in his LeSabre, like a 76 LeSabre or some shit. Terrible car. But so then I'm hearing this song, and it's on there, and I'm like, man... I'm not digging this.
Oh.
And then they announced who it was at the end. I'm like, that was Iron Maiden? Like, seriously?
Okay.
No, it's
Do you remember the song? Or
it was I think it was Head for the Hills.
Run to the
Hills. Head for the Hills. Whatever. You're gonna head for the hills when you listen to this record. But yeah, and I'm like,
you thought it was ridiculous.
I thought it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
666 and all this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's not Run to the Hills, but okay, I get your point.
But anyway, I was actually.
So you grew up listening to them on the radio.
Yeah, and I mean, and then about a week ago, I mean, I went through a few of their songs, and I'm like, oh, man.
So, what was the car called?
It was a Buick LeSabre.
LeSabre, 80s, today, 2021. No Maiden in between.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
No, seriously. Like I remember, even like in my teens. I mean, I'd be listening to the radio. I'd never hear Maiden ever.
Yeah, that's
they'd
interesting.
never play it.
They don't really get airplay.
So
they don't really put out singles, really.
And then when I was listening to Virtual, and I mean, I see how many subscribers they have. They have like 1.75 million subscribers.
They have fanatical fan base. Yeah, Maiden.
Yeah. So my experience with them is not.
Yeah, definitely a Maiden army.
Well, how about you, Mike? What's your experience?
Oh, funnily you ask. I'm totally unprepared for this question. No, I grew up when my uncle, who's Tony.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He lived in Windsor back in the early '80s and stuff, and was kind of our babysitter while my folks were. He was here illegally, but.
Oh.
Yeah, back in like 84 or something. So he was turning me on to like Kill 'Em All from Metallica.
Okay, well, that's good.
Number of the Beast from Maiden, which is Bruce Dickinson's first record with them, was one of those things. So I grew up sort of indoctrinated into like, Maiden and Anthrax and Metallica, a Diamond Head, Venom, all that stuff. So I was... like Maiden, I loved Maiden.
Yeah, I love them. Really?
I loved. I don't anymore per se. But I did when I was a kid. It was just you had Ed, the artwork. There was a mystique about them that I liked, and Dickinson's voice I thought was phenomenal. So I would say I'm a Maiden fan. Well, I would consider myself a fan. I do own some of their stuff and everything, so I would consider myself. I have spent money on Iron Maiden.
It just seems to me that like back in the '80s, it was all mystique. It was all smoke and mirrors.
Sure.
Like you look at their T-shirt and you're like, oh man, they're gonna be like hardcore, and then you listen to him and he's like, oh, like the way he sings, and I don't know, man.
It was the time too.
Yeah,
it was the time. I mean,
get it.
It was before we heard Chris Cornell or Lane Staley. So that kind of singing, like Rob Halford, Bruce Dickinson, Ronnie James Dio, these guys are legends.
Yeah.
Without them, we probably don't have a Chris Cornell.
I mean, I'll admit, the music, the
musicianship
is just spot on, amazing.
Yeah,
these guys can play.
Yeah, they can play, and Dickinson could sing for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, the year is we're doing Virtual 11 Iron Maiden. What year is it?
1998.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Pretty good, eh?
You sound inspired. So I'm going to play this right now.
You sound inspired.
From CTC World Headquarters in Ontario, Canada, this is the top news from whichever year the hosts are talking about this episode. And now, the news.
Hey. Hey, how you doing there, fella?
So good.
Okay, we're going to 1998, folks. Some weird stuff happened in 1998. Well, not weird. Some cool stuff.
It's kind of fun to go back.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that long ago, but that's a long time ago.
Would you like to go on this journey with me, Michael?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, Google was founded in the U.S. in 1998. Google.
Jeez.
Googs.
For realsies.
For reals.
Googs.
The Winter Olympics were held in Nagano, Japan, which introduced snowboarding and women's ice hockey.
Very good. For the first time?
For the first time.
Women's ice hockey.
Women's ice hockey. 1998.
Wow.
All right, you can play.
But you can't vote or own property. Shush, shush, shush. The man is talking.
Bill Clinton denies he had sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky.
No idea.
We all know what happened.
The blue dress, right?
He got impeached for that, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
So, like, he was impeached, so he wasn't... I don't remember really the whole thing.
I think impeachment is just like...
It's just a title?
It's like... Yeah, it's like it's on your record now. It's a hand slap, really. I mean...
It's like he gave a shit.
Nothing really happened to him. He wasn't removed from office.
No, he wasn't. Because I don't remember him being removed.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a little more serious. Like, it was plagiarism. Like, he lied.
Yeah.
And then eventually it was just like...
I did not have sexual
all right,
relation.
I did it. And it was good. She was a sweet girl. But, nothing happened to him. He's just one of the few on record that have been officially impeached, but didn't change his life at all. So
beautiful, beautiful mouth. Beautiful.
If there's a line, Johnny will cross it.
We're going to get some Canadian news here. Quebec demands independence from Canada.
Why?
Yeah.
We're so nice.
What happened?
I don't know.
Nothing. You're going to love this one. Well, it's kind of tragic, but a low-flying U.S. military jet severs the cable of a ski lift in Italy, sending 20 people plunging to their death. Isn't that messed up?
20 people on a ski lift?
Yeah. I guess a military plane was coming in a little too low and just...
Is there an airport nearby then? I hope.
I'm sure there's probably some kind of American military base.
Oh, no. Dude, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I never heard that.
Not good for those 20 people. Here's a good one. The FDA approves Viagra for use to treat impotence.
Yeah, we both know about that, don't we? High
five! Right now.
Mine still works.
Mine doesn't.
I don't need blue pills. I take the red ones. Did you close your phone?
I did. Apple unveils the iMac.
Oh.
In 1998.
How thin was that thing?
It was probably a tank.
Yeah, I would
imagine. I didn't even see a picture of
it.
And of course, going with the year, Windows 98 is released.
Wow, that's so obvious, and I never.
And that was the news. And we're gonna get to the Billboard Top 10. Mike, you are gonna have some serious trouble with this one.
Maybe I'll surprise you.
I doubt it. So we're going to do a runner-up here. We're going to go with an 11 that you know.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll go 10, 9, blah, blah, blah.
Got it.
Third Eye Blind, 1998.
Oh, is it Semi-Charmed Kind of Life?
No.
Is it The Graduation?
No.
Is it...
oh, my goodness.
1998?
You are shitting the bed, Michael.
Oh, is it I'll Never Let You Go?
How It's Gonna Be.
Is that the same album?
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember when.
I was throwing you a bone there, man, because the
named
rest
like 4.
I know you did, but I mean, I was trying to throw you a bone because the rest of these,
I'm sorry,
you are not gonna get them. Number 10.
Yep.
Paula Cole.
Paula Cole is. I don't want to wait for our loss to be over. Is it that one?
Wow. Yeah.
I only know 2 of her songs. The other one was the cowboy
that's
one.
That's probably the only 2 that made it to the radio. We got Usher.
Usher. Is it green goo out of my dick?
No, close. Nice and slow.
Oh, shit. Usher.
Number 8.
Yep.
Elton John.
Ooh, in 98?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be that Candle in the Wind.
It is.
It? Yeah.
The 97 version. Whatever.
Did you say number 8?
Tragic thing happened there, yeah.
How is it not number 1? Wasn't that the biggest song like ever? The top selling single of all time was Candle in the Wind? Hey, I'm not doing bad.
No, you're not. You're getting them all, actually. I'm quite
I didn't get
surprised.
Usher. And how did I not get Third Eye Blind?
Well, you named off a few. How about KC and JoJo?
KC and JoJo.
7. Yeah, KC.
And Casey and not the Sunshine Band.
Dash CI.
Yeah, never heard of them.
And JoJo all my life.
No.
I don't know this.
That's a Foo Fighters song, I think. They must have covered it.
Janet.
Janet Jackson? No,
it just says Janet. Maybe
that's not Janet Jackson.
Maybe she changed her name.
Oh,
she is going by Janet.
Janet. Can't wait for JT to pull my boob out.
It's called Together Again.
That was close.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe one day. Leanne Rimes at number 5.
Ooh, I know her. She's like a country gal.
Yeah,
she did. She
did
that song, something probably with love in the title.
Sure, yeah. It's How Do I Live?
Oh, it was close.
If you took the I out and put the O, it would have been love.
You're so good at the alphabet.
I know, man.
Holy cow.
I'm a champion.
That was quick.
I'm a champion in Scrabble.
Quick on his feet.
You're going to love this one.
Okay.
Savage Garden.
Oh, yeah. That's the, yeah. What's the title of it, though?
Truly.
Yeah.
Madly.
Deeply. Yeah. I had, I either had a friend or a cousin or something who had that on like cassette tape.
They were huge. I think they had
she loved that song.
2 songs. Shania Twain at number 3.
Shania's Twains. Is it Man, I Feel Like a Woman?
You're Still the One.
Oh, I probably wouldn't have got there.
Still the one.
Is that how it goes?
I don't know. Maybe. That's all I remember. Brandy and Monica at number 2.
Oh, is it Drive By? Or
no.
Hit and Run?
Is it Secrets? The Boy Is Mine.
Nope.
The Boy Is Mine.
The doggone boy is mine. Monica, okay. I said that.
Number 2. No, number 1.
Number one. Number 1 song of 1998.
Next.
That's the name of the group?
Yeah.
Or artist?
Yeah.
Next. Is it Nicolas Cage?
Close.
Really?
It's called Too Close. See what I did there?
Oh,
did you hear that?
Eat a dick, Billboard.
Okay.
Do you have any movies of 1998?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to get to your favorite movies of 1998.
Let's go.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler, Kathy Bates, Henry Winkler. Don't Call Me the Fonz.
Is it Little Nicky?
No, dude.
Kathy Bates and Adam Sandler were in the same movie together?
Yeah. Waterboy, dude.
Oh, Waterboy. Oh, yeah. I saw it once. It's not good.
You didn't like it?
No, it's not good.
Dude.
And it certainly hasn't aged well.
It's like you could use a shower, stinky.
Yeah, it's not good.
Number 4.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks. Gatorade. I remember that scene.
See, it's funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, number 4 was Ben Stiller, Cameron Diaz, Matt Dillon. You know that one.
There's something about Marie.
That movie is still good.
It's still funny,
it's
dude.
Still
so
good.
Wow, comedies are crushing in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Everybody's
number
like
3, not so much a comedy.
Clinton's lying. We need to laugh.
Tom Hanks, Edward Burns, Matt Damon, Tom Sizemore.
Saving Private Ryan. I went to the theater to see that.
So did I.
That whole intro with the Normandy Beach landing is intense.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Number 2, Bruce Willis, Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler, Billy Bob Thornton.
Armageddon.
Yeah.
Gosh, what a horrible movie.
Yes.
It's not good, dude. It wasn't good then, and it's still not.
It's a Michael Bay film. So
that's a good point.
Remember Pearl Harbor? Yeah.
That was rough. I'm trying to think of a Michael Bay movie that's good. I think The Island is good, right?
The first Transformers I liked, but the rest of them I did not.
Yeah, but the first one's shit. But it's like, it's fun shit.
Yeah.
But I think he did The Island, right? With Scarlett Johansson and Ewan McGregor. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
It's good.
Anything with ScarJo.
ScarJo. Yes, ScarJo. Number one, you'll know this one. Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, Kathy Bates, and Billy Zane.
Kathy Bates is crushing 1998.
I know, man.
Titanic.
No. Titanic.
It's funny because I remember that going like
I'll
viral.
Never let you go,
like
Jack.
Yeah, without any social media or texting or anything, it was viral that Leo dies in the end.
Yeah.
I remember hearing all these girls and all these women like wailing because he dies at the end. And when I finally did see it, I was like, yeah, it was effective, but geez. Yeah. Get it together.
Yeah.
Movies. Do you have a WTF hap?
I do.
All right, let's play this then.
Let's go.
And now it's time for WTF Happened with John Smeaton. The part of the show where John Smeaton tells you WTF happened. And now, without further ado, John Smeaton.
This one goes out to all of my fellow gamers out there. The tale I'm about to weave will leave you breathless. If you're in the loop, not living under a rock, or have a heartbeat, you know getting a PS5 is pretty damn hard to do. With gaming on the rise due to COVID and a microprocessor shortage, well, let's just say the demand far outweighs the supply. As of the PS5's release last November, Sony has sold nearly 8 million units. That is a lot. It is so hard to get that people are resorting to Twitter pages that notify them when restocks happen, so they can perhaps snag one. But wait, sounds easy, right? Wrong. With the pandemic, sales are done online, so you are competing with God knows how many other consumers. A notification could go up, and if you're not quick enough, they're gone within literal minutes. So here's the really shitty part of all this. They're called bots. A bot can be used to purchase items without even physically being on your phone or computer. These bots do auto searches for restocks and buy up that item. Then these items, namely the PS5, end up on eBay being sold for 3 times the actual price. The average price of a PS5 on eBay today is almost $2,000. So why am I telling you this? I'm going somewhere, guys. Well, I did manage to get one. I did a pre-order back in September of 2020. I'm going to share my experience. So a friend of mine and I, we'll call him Stars, got wind that our local gaming store was in fact going to be getting an allotment of PS5 pre-orders. So Stars and I met at said store very early to line up. Unfortunately, this was located at a mall. So there were people lining up at different doors around the building. So we couldn't really gauge how many people were there. Now remember, COVID restrictions were also in place at this time. You were allowed to go to the stores as long as you were masked up and 6 feet apart. A couple hours passed, a portly security guard sauntered out with a girl who works at the gaming store to go over some rules. She said we have no idea or if we are going to have any PS5s available for pre-order. So that kind of knocked the wind out of our sails. The guard, we'll call him Blart, then began saying when the doors opened, we could not line up in front of the store inside due to COVID. This had me confused. So finally the doors opened, people were running and jogging from every which way to get into the store. Everyone completely ignored Blart's instructions and lined up at the store anyways. By the time Stars and I got there, there were so many people. Blart got in there and broke the line up. It was crazy. It was pretty nuts. And we were like, this is effed, man. This is pretty crazy. So they said to check back with them every 10 minutes for updates. So I already gave up. I told Stars I was grabbing a coffee and walked off. While in line, I saw Stars coming towards me for a coffee, and he said, we got a better chance of finding a 3-legged ballerina than getting a PS5. There's no effing way. We got our coffees, wandered back. Well, seems we missed the official announcement that they had pre-orders. Everyone was lined up. We were like, what the F? When Stars and I were lined up outside the mall, there was this girl behind us. She didn't want to be there. She was doing it for her boyfriend. She didn't even know what a PS5 was. She complained and bitched the whole time. Now, fast forward to inside the mall. Holy shit, she was second in line. She was second in line, of all the luck. This girl motioned to Stars and said, "Hey, I saved your spot." Stars looked at me and the line, and he was off. As soon as he got in line, this huge gasp from everyone. I've never heard so many "what the F's, this is bullshit" in my life. I didn't follow Stars in the line because, well, the pitchforks were readied, and I wasn't dying for a gaming console. As a commotion ensued, Stars stood there unaffected by the mob's "what the F's." He didn't give a shit whatsoever. He was getting a PS5 whether they liked it or not. And then enter Blart and the store manager. Now, Blart instructed Stars to go to the back of the line, to which Stars replied, "Nope." Now, during this, I'm at the side planning my getaway if things get unruly. The woman that Blart is so obviously has a hots for then says, "Please, sir, don't do this." To which Stars replies, "Oh, I'm doing it. We're gonna die," I thought in my head. After pleading with Stars, Stars finally seceded, and we, with our tails between our legs, went to the back of the line. That three-legged ballerina was looking pretty damn good right now. No way we were going to get a PS5. So Stars and I stared at people longingly while they passed us by, raising their pre-order receipts in air in triumph, while Stars and I stood there speechless. About 20 minutes passed, and I noticed we were getting pretty close, but they could announce they were sold out at any minute. 10 more minutes. Holy shit, Stars was next in line. He made conversation with Blart and the manager, apologized for the scene. It was all forgotten, no harm, no foul. And then Stars went in, came out with a huge smile on his face, fist in the air, F yes. He leaned over and said to me, "Dude, you're the second last person, then they're sold out." I looked behind me at the line, at least 50 or so more people were lined up. Holy shit, I couldn't believe it. I was motioned in, I put down the money, got my receipt, and the rest is history. As Aussie Man always says, yes, Sony, yes. And that's my story.
Oh, so there's just no hope in getting one even now?
Well, what's happening is that
there's a shortage.
There's so many people at home,
okay,
and gaming is just like
through
on
the
rise.
roof.
It's through the roof. Everyone's at home, don't know what to do with themselves,
uh-huh.
and there's a microprocessor shortage right now too. So, yeah, like I was lucky to get one. Stars was lucky to get one. Now it's everyone relying on Twitter and you know, like Costco, they'll put up, "Oh, we have PS5s," and then you get on there.
Sure.
But dude, this is, as soon as you get on there, they're gone. They are gone, literally in seconds to minutes.
I'm still sticking with my ColecoVision. Gonna go with the classics.
My Atari 2600.
my Atari. Oh,
my Commodore 64.
I know you said people are at home, gaming's through the roof. You know what I was doing at home? I was listening to Iron Maiden.
Oh!
Let's check the credits.
Shall we?
Iron Maiden Virtual 11. As established, released in March of 1998. This is the band's 11th studio album.
Ew.
This is also the second and final album to feature lead vocalist Bailey Alexander Cook, better known as Blaze Bailey. Blaze. So, in 1993, vocalist Bruce Dickinson left Maiden to pursue a solo career, which led the band to listen to hundreds of audition tapes of singers sent in before finally settling on Bailey, who had supported Iron Maiden in 1990 with his band Wolfsbane.
Hey.
So kind of similar to how Miles Kennedy got the call from Mark Tremonti to join Alter Bridge. Miles' previous band, the Mayfield 4, had opened for Creed.
Great band.
On tour, so that's the connection there. What, Creed?
No, Mayfield 4.
I just thought I'd give you the opportunity to clarify.
And I did.
So, in 1995, Maiden released their first album with Bailey called The X Factor.
Full stop.
I'm reading a telegram. Similar to the situation with Van Halen in 1998 with Gary Cherone, they released an album with a new lead singer, their third lead singer, having not toured or anything. So, Maiden fans' introduction to the new singer was a lackluster album. I actually remember owning it on cassette back in the day because I thought the cover was kind of cool. It is not good, though. It's pretty boring. But contrary to what happened with Gary Cherone and VH, Bailey was given a second opportunity with this follow-up album.
Ooh.
Anyway, when released, Virtual 11 received the lowest chart scores of the band's career, and failed to sell even 1 million worldwide sales for the first time in the band's history.
Well, that's pretty bad.
The album peaked at number 16 in the UK, the band's lowest for a new studio record, and number 124 in the US.
Really?
So Stephen Thomas Erlewine of AllMusic said the album, quote, sounds lifeless to all but the most devoted fan, and that Blaze Bayley is a competent but faceless vocalist.
It's funny you mentioned that. That's what I thought. Like, yeah. I mean, this record was only like a true diehard fan can enjoy this.
And that's not you.
No.
Me neither. Paul Travers of Kerrang, when ranking Maiden's entire catalog, placed Virtual 11 dead last.
I know, I'm crazy case.
And Mike Ladano said, quote, for the first time in a long time, there was this vibe of New Maiden? Meh. Bailey's tenure in Iron Maiden ended in 1999 when he was asked to leave during a band meeting. According to Wikipedia, how does that meeting go down? Can you not be here anymore?
Take your lunchbox.
Yeah, take your shit.
And get the hell out of here.
According to Wikipedia, Bailey really struggled live, especially with the range it took to sing the Dickinson era songs.
Yeah, I can see that being tough.
Consequently, shows were canceled during both tours he did with the band due to vocal issues. However, guitarist Yannick Gers came to Bailey's defense, stating it was the band's fault for forcing him to perform songs clearly outside of his natural range. Mm-hmm. I checked out some of the live footage on this site called YouTube. If you haven't heard of it, I recommend checking it out. Anyway, Blaze couldn't even come near the notes he needed to for the Bruce Dickinson songs. They certainly should have looked for a singer with more range or transposed live for him. It was just really sad, like they didn't even drop the key for him. So
should have just lip synced.
Didn't we already do like a Milli Vanilli thing? Like, let's see who produced this bish. The album is produced by bassist Steve Harris and Nigel Green.
Ooh.
No relation. Who is a renowned engineer and producer who has worked with AC/DC, Def Leppard, Bryan Adams, mixed records from the Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears.
Wow.
And has worked on Iron Maiden records, starting as a second engineer on their second album in 1981, Killers.
Really?
Yeah, so this guy's,
this guy's
been around. He's been around.
This guy knows what Iron Maiden should sound like.
He's been around the Maiden block. How you feeling, man?
I feel good.
You feeling strong?
I feel strong.
You feeling sober?
I am. We're not drinking today.
We're not drinking today. What a bunch of pussies. Pussies. Nah, we're just poor. The first song up is called Future Real.
Ew.
Hey there. If you want to listen to this clip, you're going to have to go download the album. If you dare. It's pretty shitty. Hence the purpose of this podcast. Anyway, back to the show.
Written by Steve Harris and Blaze Bayley. This was the second and last single from the record, and the final single released with the Blaze Bayley lineup.
Well, that's a shame.
It was also voted as one of the most popular Iron Maiden songs of all time in a fan poll taken during the making of the Ed Hunter album and video game.
What?
Maiden also frequently played this song during the Ed Hunter tour in 1999 with the returning Bruce Dickinson, making it one of 5 Bayley-era songs to survive in concerts after his departure.
This song sucks, dude.
So, coming in...
Really? I just can't believe that.
So coming in at 3 minutes, this is by a pretty significant margin, the shortest track on the record. For that reason alone, this is my favorite song on the album. However, it remains a pretty average Maiden track when you compare it to some of their absolute classics. As with the first record with Bayley, his voice just doesn't quite do the job. In fact, I felt he had a little more gumption on the first record. Maybe that first tour even damaged his voice a bit. Case in point, look up footage of Bruce singing this live when he reunited with the band, and there's so much more like energy and dynamics. Yeah. Nevertheless, in the context of this record at least, this does get a point for me.
It does?
Probably my favorite on the album.
Really? Just because it's the shortest?
Yeah, that has a lot to do with it, yeah. And you know what? I did hear Dickinson play it live, and it's like, it kind of works when he does it. What do you got? Clearly you liked it.
No.
You just can't wait to jump on it.
No, it was... Like, it was
You're
funny.
a dick.
Like, with an opening track, I was expecting some kind of intro.
Right.
And it just kind of like...
Yeah.
It just gets right into it, right? And
so what kind of intro did you want?
No, like
Come
normally
on.
with these wank bands,
The metal bands?
they like to, they like to...
It kind of comes punching out right away.
So, yeah, and then...
Yeah.
And just the way he's singing, it just annoys me. You know what I mean? It sounds like he's... And I don't know, man. It just sounds like a big rant to me. Future real! I just didn't dig it.
Sounds like you retained a lot of it, though.
Dude, I listened to this record 3 times.
Oh, bless your heart.
I know. No point, man. I don't like it.
I actually heard this album before.
Yeah,
way back in the day. I did hear it.
And you liked it then?
No. Don't insult me. So I woke up this morning on my way here. I could barely hold the steering wheel because my hands were all cramped up. I had arthritis in my fingers from doing all this painstaking research on YouTube.
I think I know where you're going with
to find comments on each individual song on this record.
You're not tricking me this time.
Can you believe it?
I can't.
So the first YouTube comment is from Benjamin Shepard.
Benny.
Isn't that the
He's
bass player
from
from
Soundgarden?
7 months ago, he says, "This album plus beer."
Really?
The story checks out. It might be Ben Shepard.
666, the number of the beast.
Body in the Lake, 8 years ago,
Body in the Lake.
Blaze sounds a lot like Jack Black here.
Dude!
A lot.
On one of the songs, that's what I said.
It's always there.
Body in the Lake's got it, man.
And Darth Vader.
Ooh.
1 year ago.
Man, all the celebrities are showing up for this one.
It says... Why do South Americans like metal so much?
I close my eyes.
The next song is The Angel and the Gambler.
Oh, man. Ooh.
Yeah. Written by Harris, clocking it at a brisk 9 minutes and 56 seconds.
Yeah, this was tough to get through.
This was, believe it or not, the first single from the record.
What?
Better believe it.
Did they play all 9 minutes?
I'm sure there's a radio edit somewhere.
I hope so.
But,
oh, my goodness.
Complete with cheesy horns thrown in for some reason. Never has this sounded more karaoke. As soon as Blaze starts singing, it sounds so amateurish. It doesn't even sound like he was recorded in the same studio as the rest of the band. Not that the backing track is incredible, because it's not, but the actual sound quality sounds lesser than. That's all I'm saying. That's all that I'm driving at. Did you count how many times he says, "Don't you think I'm a savior?" Bit? Did you count?
I didn't. Did I count it on this one?
Oh my gosh!
Because
he says it so many times.
No, yeah, I know. I just said, I actually like the backing track for this song, but as soon as he starts singing, I'm like, oh man!
As soon as it kicks in and the horns are like, bam, 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 bam.
You
liked that?
I thought that was a keyboard.
It is.
Okay.
It sounds exactly like a keyboard sample.
So I said I liked the riff until the singing started, and the repetitive lyrics, and then I'm like, that's the chorus, like these repetitive lyrics.
That's
I'm
right.
like, wow, this song goes nowhere for 9 whole minutes.
This is true. Almost 10. It's just under 10 minutes.
It's funny because I had to go pick up my daughter to take her to work.
You got kids? Oh,
and
somebody slept with you?
A couple times, actually.
Oh, let's go.
Stud. But anyway.
And you had this on?
So I was listening to this record with my daughter in the car. So I started this song when I left.
Yep.
Dude, I was able to get there, pick her up, drive her to work, and back to my house. The song was still going.
Oh my gosh. And she works in London, right?
London.
That's pretty amazing.
So she works on Howard, and
that's a journey. Yeah, wow.
But dude, it was still playing.
Like,
I remember.
Wait, how fast were you going?
I was on my phone. Well, I was on the expressway. I was going over 100. So I was I was looking at my phone and like with this in the background, and then I look up. I'm like, this.
How is this the same?
This effing song is still going.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah, that actually leads into my first YouTube comment for this song.
All right.
Federico Soriga, 3 years ago, says,
Federico.
or as some may call it, the angel and the never-ending chorus.
From the coast of gold.
He gets it. He gets it.
Paul Revere, 5 years ago, says,
Paul.
WTF, were they smoking when they recorded this?
Can I believe?
G-Jegs, 4 years ago, says,
G-Jegs.
I often return to this song to remind me that even geniuses and legends make mistakes.
He pulls the trigger and I feel the blow.
Comments are gold, man.
It gets better. You ready? Why don't you introduce this one?
The next one is called number 3. Lightning strikes twice.
Oh my gosh, why? Written by
Strikes twice. Strikes twice.
written by guitarist Dave Murray
Oh,
and
Dave.
bassist
What have
Steve
you-
Harris.
What have you guys done?
The two longest serving members of the band.
boy.
One of the shorter tracks on here, so that's something.
Yeah.
This was just silly, like lyrically,
You think?
musically, just silly.
So I got.
Yeah, you.
I
go
like
ahead.
the side. I like the solo in the beginning. I like the intro. I actually like that. I like.
Gotta hang your hat on something, eh, John?
And this is where I thought he sounded like Jack Black.
Yes.
And the tempo change.
Yeah.
The tempo completely changes.
Why?
And
They're so prog.
I'm like the whole lightning strikes twice. Strikes twice.
What is that
thing
chorus?
was just so bad.
Oh my gosh. Obviously, for legal
Like-
reasons, we couldn't play you the clip. But guys, you got to go listen to this song.
When I first went and when I first heard the song, I'm like, man, is this for real?
Yeah, I laughed a lot.
Strikes twice.
Yeah.
I mean, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
11th
no point.
studio album.
Not a single
Like,
point for me so far.
A lot
man.
of classics under their belt, and they released this pile.
Yeah.
Let's head over to YouTube to see what Me Dead Guza,
Maguza?
9 years ago, says. Every time I try to sing it, the whole room gets wet. Because of saliva.
Oh man.
We won't live to fight another day.
Ethan Browell, 9 years ago, says, much better than AC/DC's Thunderstruck.
Oh.
Say goodbye to gravity and say goodbye to death.
And Night of Nostalgia, 7 years ago, says, this album is fucking nuts. Always loved Virtual 11. All the songs are amazing.
Hell and fire were spawned to be released.
All these Satanists.
I know. Are you ready for The Klansman? We're going to play this one in its entirety.
Seriously?
No.
Vagina boob.
The Klansman, written by Harris. This sucker clocks in at over 9 minutes.
Yeah, it does.
Obviously
remember.
inspired by and written about Braveheart, William Wallace, Scotland, freedom, and all that jazz.
Is that what it seriously was?
Yeah.
It was funny because when I listened to this song, I didn't look at the title.
All right, sir.
And I wasn't looking at the lyrics, and all I heard, I am a Klansman, like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what is he singing about?
Yeah. And then he screams freedom. So,
Well,
that,
no,
did that include you in? What happened to your brain? Where did it go?
Well,
you,
no, dude,
You,
I
you
thought it
left
was-
it at the door when you listened to Iron Maiden?
I thought he was talking about the Ku Klux Klan at first.
Could you imagine?
So I had to check the title and see if it was spelled with a K.
And was it?
I am a Klansman.
Freedom!
Yeah.
Those poor
So-
persecuted Klansmen.
Here's what I have. He just screams freedom all the time.
So good.
And I was like, was he trying to get this song on the movie Braveheart? Can you imagine the video?
Well, when did Braveheart come out? That was before this. Right?
I don't know.
Braveheart's like 95 or something, isn't it?
So I just got like, this is a 9-minute ridiculous song.
Okay, so I bought Maiden's Rock and Rio DVD in 2001 when it came out, and this track was on there.
Really? How'd that turn
with
out?
the reunited Dickinson lineup.
Oh.
So that would have been the first time I heard it. Didn't even realize at the time that it was from the Blaze Bayley lineup. This is definitely more classic Maiden.
So
it's insanely long, but that's Maiden. I mean, self-indulgence is kind of the deal.
So it sounded good, like with Dickinson doing it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's quite boring. Maybe a half a point, but
no, nothing from me. I'm sorry, man.
Nothing from you. I wonder what Lauren Bell gives it on YouTube. 4 years ago, she says, "This makes me want to start a tribe in the forest."
I will return.
Oh man.
Cube 10 months ago says,
Cube.
"I can smell the wind of this song."
Oh my goodness.
'Cause in my dreams.
He mentions wind a few times.
He does.
Different songs.
Axeman and Old Guy Fishing 1 year ago says, "I'm a music doctor. This will intensify your freedom while at the same time subduing your flight response. Side effects include a need for blue paint and feelings of overthrowing something that may occur."
Every night.
Oh, how excited are you for When Two Worlds Collide?
Let's look at my notes. See how pumped I was.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
written by Murray, Bailey, and Harris, over 6 minutes in length.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Complete with the Survivor Eye of the Tiger guitar thing in the beginning. This isn't good either.
No.
Just boring. Maybe Bruce would have been able to do something with it, but Blaze is so like monotone in his delivery and unfortunately limited by his range. So
And
just
the lyrics.
It just makes every song very similar, like no dynamics. It actually has some great guitar solos, but meh.
My notes were, what the f*** is he singing about? Calculations and shit. He's going on about calculations, and I'm just picturing Matt Damon.
Yep.
You know, doing these calculations in his head, like for the video. You know, I had it all planned out, and yeah, that's no point for me, man.
Oh, you don't give it a point?
No,
Man, I thought you were on your way to giving it a point just then.
No.
All right, The Soulless.
The Soulless.
10 years ago
You
says,
gotta be to listen to this.
10 years ago, The Soulless says, "What a bad song."
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? That I really have to take a shit after eating 3 hot dogs on the way over here?
Bengativo 10 years ago says, "This album really brings me back when I was out of my mind doing drugs. Being a real jerk. I remember the girl I used to like, I told her so. She kind of said she liked me, but it took me a while to tell her I loved her. I went to my room balcony, grabbed my boombox, put the album, start drinking and getting reflexive. This album was not the best from Maiden, but it stayed with me when I most needed a good friend. Great memories of my 22 birthday back then on 98.
Dude.
You know what? I have an idea.
Jerk off party?
No.
Let's do this.
No.
I like where this is going. Okay, put it away.
Like, okay, what? Who can actually have a connection to this record?
John.
Like, lyrically, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't understand what the connection is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it brings me back to, like, when I was, like, down and out and shit.
Really brought me out of the mire.
Like, what part?
I don't know.
Like, read the lyrics, man. They suck ass. It is terrible.
Hey, that's Steve Harris you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wait, this was
Anyway,
Blaze Bayley. He might have
moving on.
He might have wrote the lyrics to this one. And finally, Nikhil Prabhu, 7 years ago, says, "Don't make up stories, man."
Run for your lives.
Oh, my goodness.
How good is that?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
The Educated Fool.
Oh, boy.
would win in a wrestling match, Lemmy or God?
Lemmy.
God. Wrong, dickhead. Trick question. Lemmy is God.
The Educated Fool.
Yeah, I was educated, all right.
Written by Mr. Steve Harris. This one is just under 7 minutes in length. By this point, it gets difficult to discern between tracks. Very similar intros on most of the songs. I've never been a massive fan of singers that follow the guitar melody with the vocal melody. It always seems a little lazy to me.
Yeah.
Harris wrote this one, so maybe that's something he likes to do a lot. I'm just not a fan. I mean, it happened with the Dickinson stuff too, with the main riff of Number of the Beast, that da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and he's like, I walked alone and Scooby-Doo. Whatever the lyric is. But anyway.
This is poo.
It is poo. I remember when I was listening to it, my wife going like, what does that mean?
Which part?
Well, anyway, whatever the lyrics were, I don't remember.
I mean, it's called The Educated Fool.
The Educated Fool.
You know, like...
She said that almost after every song, though. She's like, why? Why is this? Why is this?
That was Rose?
Yeah.
This is hot. You guys are the hottest thing since Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Marky Mark, man, that guy sucks.
Any comments on The Educated Fool before I move on to YouTube?
No.
No, nothing. All right, let's see what Suzanne
I
Williamson...
had some stuff, but it's
you did?
not worth...
It's redundant?
Yeah.
All right. Suzanne Williamson 1 year ago says, guys, listen. Just listen. What's not to love in this song? The amazing melodic tune, dazzling lyrics, or just the hypnotizing voice of Blaze? I'm an educated fool, so please let me know.
This feels good. You know what else feels good? Someone's mouth on my wiener.
The coolest person ever 9 years ago says, this song describes me right now. I'm 17, just graduated high school, though not exactly with flying colors. I didn't always absorb everything very well, like I have some sort of LD. I'm not sure what the hell is wrong with me. Anyways, in terms of intelligence, some days I feel like I'm borderline genius in some areas, but I feel like there's no way to prove myself.
Oh. I left alone.
Revelation 2:9, 2 weeks ago, says, the only thing that matters in life is finding Christ and making it out alive.
I needed time to think to get the memories from my mind.
Oh, man.
Don't look to the eyes of a stranger. What does that mean? Someone's watching when the lights go down?
Which part?
Don't look. Written solely again by Harris. Yeah. Another bloated bastard that clocks in at 8 minutes and 11 seconds. One of Harris's dumbest lyrics. Maybe in the entire Maiden catalog. It's just so adolescent.
Yeah.
Again, did you count how many times he says, don't look to the eyes of the
I
stranger?
did.
You did? Let's go.
Even
the whispering part?
Yes.
Yes, let's go. I can't wait.
49 times.
Oh my gosh.
He didn't make it an even 50. I was surprised.
Oh, he probably did. You just...
Don't look too. I think I counted how many times he says that. It was 49 times. Even the whispering part, dude.
49 times.
When he starts whispering it, I'm like,
fought this beast.
What is
You're
going
on
here?
I don't know. So you like the song then?
No.
You're giving it all of the points.
All the points.
Because you haven't given anything a point yet.
No.
So...
I mean...
Don't look to the eyes of a stranger. Okay.
What else we got? Okay, let me read my notes here. I'm like, the music is there.
Really?
The singing ruins it.
Jeez.
Someone's watching you. Gotta get away. And the tune actually like remind me of a sped up version of Neil Young's "Keep on Rockin' in the Free World."
Yes, that's true.
And the
tempo what you just said was true.
And the tempo change. And the tempo changes. I just don't like the tempo.
It's genius.
And don't look. Like I counted how many times he said "don't look too."
Mm-hmm.
He says it 49 times. I don't know why he didn't go with it even 50.
I don't know either.
Maybe it's a satanic thing. Who knows?
Sure.
But whatever. I can't wait till we get to the next song.
Me too.
I make all the sex sounds with my mouth afterwards. Squish.
Greg Neville 5 years ago says, great advice for Pokemon players.
You're about to get chlamydia.
I'm trying to protect my balls, okay? I'm hoping that you can help me.
Yes, I will be your ballsy guard. From now on,
I'm Kevin Costner. Your balls are Whitney Houston.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Whitney Houston?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Whitney's dead?
Yeah.
Oh! How's Michael Jackson taking it?
Computer Lewick,
Hey.
3 years ago, says, boy, they seriously had a tough time writing lyrics for this album.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you had these pains, Mr. Barber?
Now that's Babar.
2 B's?
1 B. B-A-B-A-R.
That's 2.
Yeah, but not right next to each other. I thought that's what you meant.
Through the Never, 3 years
Through
ago,
the Never.
says, oh shit, I forgot where I can't look. Can you repeat it one more time?
My thoughts exactly.
Yeah. Let's play. Oh, we'll play this one.
Rafi, what are you doing here?
So Taco wants me to play the offline avatar of this sex offender guy?
It sounds like typecasting, Rafi.
Ooh, what's that mean?
Pigeonholing?
No, I told him specifically I'm not doing any pigeonholing, okay? I'm not gonna find a coop. I'm not gonna scoop the coop. I'm not gonna blast any pigeons. I don't do that anymore.
I think we have very different definitions of what pigeonholing is.
I doubt it.
Oh, dude, if you can believe it, we made it. There's only 8 tracks on this thing, so how would you like to introduce your favorite song on the album?
So, the next one is called Como Estai, Amigos.
Oh my gosh.
Satan's work is done!
Oh. Satan's work
Como está, amigos? Is it está or está? Como está, amigos?
I don't know. It depends.
I remember Arnold said that in Commando.
He did?
Yeah, at the end.
Como estai, bitches? Is that what he said?
It's not what he said.
Okay, I was guessing.
He was like, attacking that island that's just full of like, what is Spanish like rebels or mercenaries to try and
It's
save
always some nameless
Alyssa
South
Milano.
American.
Yeah, and then to get these two guys to turn around, and he goes, "Como está?" And then they turn around and he like shoots like this,
like a
thing
grenade
at them.
launcher or some shit.
Something. Anyway, written by Bailey and guitarist Yannick Gers.
Oh, Gers.
Our final track is
Is
one
he
of the
Spanish?
shorter ones on here, at just under 5.5 minutes. I'm out.
I couldn't wait.
I can't even. You go. You say all of the things. about
I'm
this
gonna
song.
say some stuff. Amigos. No more tears.
That's it.
That's it.
Those are your only notes,
Dude,
John.
the song sucks.
No, it doesn't. It's amazing.
It's I thought it was like man, it's like a parody or something. Like
yeah, it's a joke.
I was listening.
Absolute joke.
I was listening to it obviously in my car and
Obviously.
I mean I didn't know what the song was called. I didn't know the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm listening to him sing "No More Tears."
Nice job. That sounded great.
Amigo, no more tears. What the hell is he singing about?
I don't know.
Like some Spanish war? Like
Sure. The Alamo? Who knows?
that's what I was thinking. The Alamo
Could be.
But why would he be singing? Isn't he English?
He sure is.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh
yeah.
That's so terrible.
You know, Obala Balapo 2 years ago on YouTube disagrees with us and says, in all caps, the best song in the history of music.
Ooh. Cool.
Oh, God, since I left you guys, I was tracking the bear most of the night. Didn't get him, but I did find a big, fresh pile of shit that I thought I'd second harvest because it was full of Hershey Kisses. Spoiler alert, they weren't Hershey Kisses. It was just more shit.
That sums up this album, man.
William Foster Melt 3 years ago says, very, very beautiful song and a very honest album, even if I don't like it too much. Let's do this one.
All right, against the wall. Come on, tough. Seriously, move it.
I'm not scared, Pip. Come on.
I'm gonna stab your heads off.
With what? With what?
With my dick! Yeah! And blood's gonna come out of your head! There's nothing you can do about it, because I'm a madman! That's good. It kind of hurt my throat.
It hurt my throat. Oh, and finally.
Oh, there's a finally?
Our last YouTube comment of this episode is from LKJYUIOP.
Oh, okay.
3 years ago says, I enjoy this song as I am high.
that sounded like a plane like going down.
I think that's his scream in the intro of Number of the Beast when it goes
666
zip baboo, yeah. But going from that to Paul Di'Anno, which is the first singer on the first 2 albums. Did you go through any of their discography? Even the one before this with Blaze
I just
Bayley?
listened to like the stuff, like the recommended stuff,
The classics. The hits.
and I mean, I still didn't really dig it.
I know you didn't, sweetie. Point system. This gets a solid 1.5 from me. I mean, I think there's only 8 songs on this thing, but that's a low score. This is not very good at all. Definitely Maiden's worst record. The 2 albums they did with original vocalist Paul Di'Anno are way stronger than the 2 they did with Blaze Bayley. How about you? What are you giving it?
A 0. It's absolute trash, dude. And I mean, coming from like a not even a Maiden fan. I mean, if I were just walking in and like, it's just a horrible
It's not good.
record.
No, it's not good.
I mean, I get it. Like these guys can play, but dude, there's just so much nonsense.
Yeah.
Self-indulgence, like you said.
And in a different way than the Kiss record, which got a 0 as well.
Yeah.
A unanimous 0.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Maiden fan than I am a Kiss fan.
Yeah.
So I was reaching to try and give this
a
little something, but
I mean, I feel bad for giving them a 0, but
don't. They're never going to hear this. They don't give a shit.
These guys are assholes.
All right, so maybe I'll take over for the recommendations for Maiden, and then we'll get to you for recommendations for just music in general.
Yeah.
So, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son in 1998 is probably their greatest achievement, definitely with Bruce Dickinson. I would say if you're going to start with Maiden, you could start from the beginning, I guess, because I actually do love the Paul Di'Anno records, the debut album just called Iron Maiden, and then Killers. Great. They're great records. They're old, just kind of punk, new wave of British heavy metal. All that was happening, so those are great. And then Number of the Beast is with Bruce, and that album is not an amazing record. There's some classics on there like Run to the Hills and stuff, but Seventh Son of a Seventh Son is a really strong Maiden record. It's not as ridiculous and stuff, but 2000's Brave New World was really good. That was a great return to form after the sketchy 90s.
Yeah.
And one of my personal favorites is A Matter of Life and Death in 2006. A great later career release from the lads.
I'm gonna have to.
So those are
I'm
my.
Have to give them a chance.
So those are my 3 favorite. Like if you listen to Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, it's good. Brave New World's cool. That was Dickinson's reuniting album.
Yeah.
And then A Matter of Life and Death is pretty sweet. I mean they have their sound. It's not like they're U2 or something and they went off and did like an Achtung Baby or something. Like they literally put out, Maiden is Maiden. It's what they do, like DC and all these bands that they have a signature sound. It's the same sort of thing every album, really. But I just feel like sometimes the lyrics aren't as ridiculous.
Yeah, well,
songs are a little more stronger,
and their following is crazy.
Yeah,
they got quite a following, man.
Yeah, like the Rock and Rio DVD I have is pretty. It's pretty incredible. Like the crowd is insane.
Yeah,
because it's in South America and everything. So everybody's like Maiden.
No way.
They're so fanatical Maiden fans. So I wouldn't consider myself a fanatical Maiden fan. I also like a lot of Bruce Dickinson's solo stuff that he did when he left. In 1996, he put out an album called Skunkworks, and it's a masterpiece in my opinion. I love that record. It doesn't sound like Maiden. It probably has maybe more in common with, I don't know, kind of like 90s,
right?
Kind of heavier rock stuff.
That
like,
sounds good.
Yeah, it's really good, dude. Skunkworks, great album. And then you got Chemical Wedding is a cool album. And I liked some. I definitely liked Bruce Dickinson's solo stuff more than the Maiden stuff in the 90s. I thought he did a better job than they were doing. I think they were
cool.
I think they were a little lost. As a lot of bands that came from like 70s and 80s, they were in the 90s. I think that's what the whole grunge thing from Seattle did to a lot of those bands that were huge, like your Skid Rows and Warrant and to a degree like Iron Maiden stuff. Not everybody adapted really well like Metallica did with Load or even when an 80s band like Def Leppard tried to with Slang, which I think Slang is a strong record.
It's a good record. I like that.
But people were like, they crucified them for it. Like, how could you abandon your sound? It's like,
Yep.
because if we would have done another Hysteria, you would have made fun of us.
Yep.
So we tried doing this and you made fun of us. So it was like kind of a lose-lose
situation.
Bon Jovi had a tough time in the 90s too. It's just, so when Maiden were trying to survive in the 90s, they didn't change their style, but I don't think anybody gave a shit.
No.
Like when we were going through some of the record reviews, I forget which guy was quoted as like, this was the first time that you heard like a new Maiden record. Nobody cared.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Dickinson. So they waited until kind of the grunge thing was over. Dickinson comes back in 99, 2000. You know, grunge is on the way. It's out. Soundgarden broke up at 97, 98. Yeah. So kind of Pearl Jam's maybe the only ones surviving. I never really put the Pumpkins in with the grunge thing because they were coming from a different place.
Yeah.
They didn't sound the same either. They had guitar solos and stuff. So that I never really throw the Pumpkins in with grunge.
Right.
But yeah, man. So moving on from Maiden, what have you been listening to lately?
Well, I texted you that, Mike, and you
did?
Gave me a very not so good answer.
Yeah, I usually do though, just to be.
So
to troll you.
I was listening to The Prodigy for like the last 2 weeks.
I forgot.
And then I texted you. I'm like, dude, I'm listening to The Prodigy right now. You're like, The Prodigy sucks, and so do you. And that was the end of the conversation.
I was kidding.
It was. I mean, I and obviously one of the members died.
He just recently died. Yeah.
So I got back into that. I mean, Smack My B Up. That song. Smack My Bitch Up.
Yeah,
that's a cool song.
That's
I
great.
don't think they play that song too much anymore.
No, how
but
come?
I like The Prodigy. I always did.
Okay, very good.
That's what I'm listening to right now.
Well, that's exciting. Holy cow, that's really exciting, dude.
Yeah, techno.
What have I been listening to?
Well, you've been listening to me for like the last hour.
Oh, it's so good though. It's like Pillow Talk with John Smeaton.
Come over here.
John Arthur Frederick Smeaton.
That's quite a middle name, eh?
It's so good.
Just call me Jaffs.
John AF. It's been a lot of Bowie.
Oh yeah, you said you were going through his entire discography.
If you go through his everything, it's something like, I think 31 hours.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. And it's not all going to be gold, because I don't think anybody could.
It never is.
It's like Prince, right? You go through, I mean, he's got so much material that there's going to be some serious stinkers in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember seeing like a clip of Bowie saying like he's aware, but he's like, some of it is just so ridiculous and funny, I got to put it out. And I like that. I like that Bowie was like that. Anyway, so Bowie, we got Prodigy. If you guys want to dig deep and go back and listen to some cool Bowie, some cool Prodigy.
Prodigy. Everyone's like, Prodigy.
Yeah, they were.
What is this kid listening to?
They weren't for me, but anywho, we have been Check the Credits.
Yeah,
that's the name of our show.
Yeah.
I don't know how often we say that, but we are.
CTC.
That's the name of our podcast, and we can be found on Twitter, and we can be found on Facebook and Instagrams and YouTube. That website I was mentioning earlier. YouTube. Never mind. Check it out.
Does it start with like a U, like the letter?
No.
Man, I've been going to the wrong. I've been going to the wrong.
It's
site.
like EWE. TOOB.
EU.
YouTube.
YouTube. There we go.
And also our .com. So there's no excuses. Check.credits@gmail.com if you guys have any comments, queries, questions, suggestions, artists that you
help
guys
us
think that we need to tackle. Please help us. We're so lost.
We're starving.
We
didn't have any beer today.
In the meantime, we will see you on the flip side.
Goodbye.
Until the next time.
Goodbye. Hey! If any of you are looking for any last-minute gift ideas for me, I have one. I like Frank Shirley, my boss, right here tonight. I want him brought from his happy holiday slumber over there on Melody Lane with all the other rich people, and I want him brought right here with a big ribbon on his head. And I want to look him straight in the eye, and I want to tell him what a cheap, lying, no-good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood
sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is! Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
You have recently enjoyed a Check the Credits podcast, a program I can only assume you've enjoyed on a radio receiver that would have been at your disposal. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. And I have no idea what any of that means because I'm a broadcaster guy from the 1920s. Thank you, and good night.
And that is the first time, as a grown man, I've actually shit my pants.